Hello, everybody. Come on in and welcome, welcome. So, welcome to part one of I Love My Work. And it's going to be all about becoming the soulfully magnetic entrepreneur. So, just getting everything set up here to make sure we're all working. Okay, there we are. Beginning. Hello. Hey, Kelly. Thank you for being here. Yay. I'm so glad you're here. So say hello as you pop in. I'm really excited to be here with you guys tonight and share everything that I can to help you in your own businesses and to help you become energetically aligned. Um, I am going to get started in just a minute. You might want to grab a pen and a journal, maybe to write down some notes. Make sure that you have a drink of water or a cup of tea or whatever it is that you like to drink. You could drink a glass of wine if you want. Um, and we'll get started here in just a minute. All right, so you'll notice my background has changed, From Hi, Lynn. So happy you're here. Yes, my background has changed because I actually painted this room over the weekend, took everything off the walls, all my artwork, and gave it a fresh coat of paint. And now I have to get things set back up again properly. And obviously, my paintings are a little high for you to see, but that's okay. All right, so tonight I'm super excited. I had a plan of what I'm bringing through, and I do have a plan for you, but I leave space for the messages to come through. And things started coming through right before I came on, and changes. So that is part of being soulfully aligned, is being open to the messages and the energy that flows through. So um, let me tell you, first of all, welcome to everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Janice Gallant, and I am a guide for women. And we walk together, but I've been down this path. I've done this for many, many years, and I know that I have a lot to share for you, for women in general, for in their life to walk in a way that is connected to your higher power, in a way that is connected to your creative flow. And that's what we do. And it is a partnership. And I use, spirit. I bring through light codes and messages for women in my programs to help them, elevate into their highest divine potential as powerful manifestors and leaders in their own life, in their own business. And I absolutely love what I do because we bring through not only wisdom and teachings, and being a teacher, I love bringing things through, but also I use creativity, and that is my passion as an artist. And it's about being soulfully aligned, spirit, and knowing that there are cosmic forces around us that help us create. And when we connect to that power, when we really tap into that flow, we have a power beyond our belief, right? That helps us move through our life with much more ease and grace and peace. And I'll tell you, it wasn't always that way. And I want to share with you my experiences from the past in business. But the first thing that I was guided to do was to read to you what is on my website for the magnetic magic of a soulfully aligned woman. Access your fully embodied magnetic magic of being a soulfully aligned woman. She's already within you and is waiting to emerge. A soulfully aligned woman walks in balance with all aspects of her full being. She's unhindered by outside forces, walking in her empowerment. She is a creator, the artist of her own life, powerful and strong, yet gentle and wise at the same time. Miracles follow her as she walks. She's tapped into unseen forces, tuned into the whispers of the universe. She is confident and feels so worthy of all the desires of her heart. She holds access to all the keys of her soul, and her possibilities are infinite. She designs the life of her dreams, the business of her dreams, the relationships of her dreams. She's already in you, your higher consciousness, which is accessed through your heart and walks the path of the highest divine feminine that is available for you now. So if you found your way here, I know that you are here for a purpose. And my intention tonight is to give you some nuggets that are going to help you expand and grow in your life and in your business. And even though we're talking about business and entrepreneurs, it is all about being soulfully aligned and about, really tapping into that power that is there for you. It is already within you. So there's four keys to becoming magnetic and magic, the magnetic magic of a soulfully aligned woman. There's four keys, and these aspects are what I teach in my everything that I create in my business here and in Soulfully Aligned Women. Um, come through these four pillars. The first one is source, right? Your deepest and truest alignment with the source activates your magic. And your magic comes from aligning with the source of all that is, the I am presence. And each of us has our own interpretation of that I am presence. And so the language doesn't matter. It is about connecting, it is about um, accessing that. And I didn't always walk with that, right? And then our soul is the second aspect of becoming magnetic, the magnetic magic of a soulfully aligned woman. Our soul, that's access to your highest wisdom, um, access to your inspiration, right? And the guidance, right? And that this clears the energetic field for alignment in every action. So our soul is here to help us align with source. And your soul wants you to have everything that is in your heart. And it wants you to create everything that you want to create, everything you're desiring. The third aspect is your heart. Your heart is the gateway to your magic. Awakening your heart, opening up and accessing those codes, those awakened heart codes, it opens you up to the potentiality and possibilities that are there for you. So all light codes come through your heart. So when you are with me in my programs and I'm walking you through meditations, I actually help you open and awaken your heart, because that is where, when I bring through the light codes, when I call in those light codes from a higher power, they come through your heart. And that then integrates into your body. And so the fourth aspect is being human, the human part of you. So you've got your source, your soul, your heart, and now you're human. You are a human being walking this path on earth. So mastering your walk in womanhood, walking in your divine feminine power, and walking softly with your new empowerment, with reverence and integrity, leads the way for women to follow you. And for you to feel worthy of all of the gifts of the universe. So when we are walking in our power as a human, we are accessing that divine feminine power. That is when we become magnetic. That is when we are fully aligned we are pulling through the inspiration, the guidance, the connection to our source with our help of our soul through our awakened heart. We are walking with that in our life. We become incredibly magnetic and magical, right? So that, I just had a really great conversation with the women in clearing debris through forgiveness. So if you remember, we started that back in the beginning of February. We are finishing it up. This is our last week, and it was a 6 week journey. And just hearing the stories from them of the things that are manifesting in their life without them even asking for it, it's been a magical time for them. And they're just sharing these beautiful stories of manifesting things that, yes, it was in their heart, but they hadn't really intentionally done anything to bring it through. And yet that was what it was about. It was about clearing away the debris that keeps you from manifesting all that you desire. And so it was incredibly heartwarming for me to listen to their stories because it was unprompted. They just started sharing, and that that brings me so much joy. This is why I love my work. Can you just imagine? Like, I love it. I love helping women find this path and walk this path. So becoming the, you know, um, magnetic magic that is within you, becoming that, allowing that to emerge out of you is not only beneficial in your own life, but also as an entrepreneur. So you came here with amazing gifts and abilities. If you have a desire in your heart that you're like, yeah, I really would like to be, I'd like to have my own business. It would be really cool to have a little bit more income or a lot more income, whatever you desire. Maybe I'd like to start an online business, but oh my gosh, I don't have the first thing. I don't know the first thing about that. I'm a little intimidated by it. I am here to tell you that it's okay. If that desire is in your heart, it is meant for you. You have something to give to the world. And we each came with gifts for the world. And it is our soul contract to spread that through the world. The fact that we came at this time, at this day and age, at this time when online businesses are just growing rapidly, that we are at the cusp of the new business, right? We are right at the beginning of this online business world where it's starting to grow and expand, especially the educating part of online business, right? The teaching, the coaching, anything like that is really taking off right now. And so you were born at the perfect time, right? It's just like when the industrial age began and all the machines were created, and the people that were in the business of building these machines or inventing these machines, like they were at the right place at the right time in history. We are there now here. And so I want you to keep an open mind. My business did not happen overnight. It happened slowly and gradually. It wasn't even something that I consciously created. It just unfolded. And and last year I made more money in my business than I did in my teaching career that I teach in the classroom part-time. So part-time in my business, part-time in the classroom, and it has just grown, right? And so I'm going to give you some tips about creating the energetic foundation for your business, just like you would for you as a human. So the four, like source, soul, heart, and human, well, the human part is part of the entrepreneur, right? Becoming the aligned soulfully aligned entrepreneur is about integrity. It is about serving. It is about doing what is in your heart, bringing what is in your heart to the world, because that is what we came here to do. Now, becoming an entrepreneur is not for everyone. And so you might not actually want to be here if you're like, yeah, no, I'm not interested in starting a business. Although you probably will get a few tips out of this anyways about, how you can become more magnetic as a person, and walk in your magic. But our focus is on business tonight. So my intention for you tonight is to actually bring through some really great tips of what not to do in your business. Because I had a business many years ago, and it was an interior design and decorating business. And it was, oh, I was so excited to get into that business. It was my passion. And I was so determined that yes, this is what I'm going to do for my life, at least the next 10 years. It was a franchise. I signed a 10-year contract. It allowed me to get really great buying power for my clients for blinds and furniture and fabrics, and wallpaper at the time was very popular. So it was a great opportunity, and we worked out of a van, so I didn't even need a storefront. This was before social media was even around. We worked out of a van, and I would go around and hang up my marketing materials on people's door handles, really beautiful little design pictures. And they would call because it was a free consultation, and we would go in and I would, give them design tips and decorating ideas, and they would purchase the products through me. And I was so committed to that business, and I was so all in, and I worked so incredibly hard. I became number one in Canada for sales. It was going really well. And then I went bankrupt because now, in hindsight, I can see how I had so many energetic holes in the foundation of my business. And so that's what I'm going to share with you tonight is what would I do differently? What would I share with you to do differently in your business? So that was way back in 1993. And I already was a professionally trained interior designer, and I did take more training through this company. Um, so it was a really amazing experience for me. I, when I say, I was committed, I was more than committed to this. And when I talk about going bankrupt, it was the one of the darkest moments in my life. It was, I don't say that lightly. It was horrible. It was humiliating. I was so ashamed. It took me years to get through that and clear that out. And in fact, it was only just a couple years ago, after some of my coaching training that I took with another coach, that I cleared a lot of that lingering energy out. But it became one of the greatest blessings in my life because of what I learned from it. Um, you can't, you got to wonder and ask, why do some businesses fail and others succeed? There's lots of practical reasons that people will say, there's maybe not enough working capital, maybe the marketing and connections weren't very good in the business, maybe the support wasn't there, maybe the environment of the economy wasn't very good. And I could say probably some of those things. Yeah, the economy, we were headed into a recession, and that didn't help. But I know I'd like to blame that, but I know deep in my heart now the difference. And I know that there was energetic gaps, especially because I know I have a thriving business right now and I can feel the difference between the two, right? My business right now is built on such a strong energetic foundation. There were so many steps that I took, even though it unfolded without my actual, intentions of running a business. Eventually, I did say, okay, I'm going to keep going with this. I'm going to keep building this. And that's when I took the time to build up the foundation in an energetic format, right? Um, because it's all about energy. Everything is energy. It all begins at that energetic level. And I felt the difference in the energy of a failing business and compared to a business that is thriving. There's a huge difference, right? And I know that um, my business way back in the 90s didn't have any energetic foundation. I was naturally created. I thought I was following my soul because I was naturally creative. I loved decorating. This was going to be my life. And so the first thing I want to say is that it's not about choosing the soulful business. It's about aligning your soul with your business. So tonight, as I sat here and I was, meditating before I came on, I had intentionally, I thought, okay, well, after this masterclass, I'm going to launch the creative or the mystic business, which is the program I ran last year. And what came through for me was, no, that's not what we're doing. Some new things came through, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that is part of accessing your soul wisdom in your business. Back in the 90s, I had no space for that. I was controlling my business every step of the way, right? I did not include my soul in my business. I never sat down and meditated and consulted with my higher power of what's my next best step. No, even though I thought this was a soul business for me, my soul had nothing to do with it. But today, in this business, every single day, every step of the way, I co create with the universe. I am not solely in control. I access my connection, my alignment with my soul, my source, and I follow guidance and inspiration. Does that mean that I don't actually say I want to do this and let's do this? Yeah, I still do that. It's like, universe, oh my gosh, I'm really excited to bring through this new program. This is what it's going to be about. Okay, how are we going to do this, right? So it's like a co-creating. And the universe, it doesn't really care what your business is. So even if your business was, in just a product in network marketing, you still can bring your soul into it. And it will still be a soulfully aligned business. So that part was really huge for me. The other thing I want to say is that back in my first business, I outsourced my power a lot. So when you have a business grounded with your soul, you don't give your power away. There's a difference between learning from experts, marketing techniques and funnels and all those things, but you need to listen to your own inner wisdom. You need to always be, as I said, co creating with the universe because the universe has that higher perspective and can see further and can give you the guidance. So a lot of it is trust in that source, right? Um, and since back in the 90s, I didn't have a clear vision of my business. I was continually following all the experts and looking here and looking there and going, okay, well, how did that person do it? Oh, maybe I should try that. Oh, how did they do it? Maybe I should try that. And that is just like an energetic drain on your business. And it's going to leave so many holes and gaps that, it's just not your business anymore. You've let your power go. You've given away your power. And so You get to create your business your way. And this is something that is very new in this day and age in business. A lot of people think, oh no, I have to follow the gurus and do what they say. But there's more and more women that are stepping into business and doing it their own way and breaking the molds, right? Doing it their own way because that is where the power is. Um, the other thing too to remember is that if you are going into business, don't do it alone. I was totally into doing it as a lone wolf, and I was so damn determined to make it work that I became really bullheaded. And looking back now, I could see there were so many signs that my higher power team was saying, yeah, you might want to go this way instead of that way. But I was just like, head down, so determined to make it work that I wasn't listening. I wasn't paying attention. So now I know that there's a it's a there's a difference between networking and connecting with people. Networking has a whole different energy. Networking is I'm going to be friends with you in order to get something from you, right? And that's the old way. And Wednesday night, I'm really going to show you the difference between a 3D business, sorry, a current, yeah, 3D business and how we're moving into a new 5D business and what the difference is between that. And you're going to, once you see it, you're going to go, oh my gosh, yes, that is the old way, right? The old way, that salesy kind of, that sales pitch that nobody likes, the falsehood, the insincerity that nobody likes, right? And now business is about connecting with people, connecting with them and a lot of these master classes are the opportunity for you to get to know me, for you to connect to me, and for me to connect to you through soulfully aligned women to say, hey, you know what? If you like the way I do things, then let's do this together. And if you don't, it's okay because there's someone else out there for you. There's no scarcity in business anymore. The scarcity mentality has to go, right? So, what else was I going to say? Oh, comparing yourself to others, right? The comparing my business to other designers back in the 90s. Oh my gosh, I struggled hugely with imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome is when you're doing or you're somewhere where you feel like you don't belong, that it's out of your league, right? And so um, I loved decorating and designing, but I felt like I was um, just a very little kid in a big pool of sharks. I grew up in a home that, was a little wartime home, and we didn't have a lot. We didn't have a decorated house at all. It was just an efficient, functional home, and it was very small. We shared bedrooms. I didn't have curtains on my windows in the middle of the city. If we needed, we'd hang a blanket up. Um, so there was an energy of unworthiness within me that was that was not serving my business at all. And that was another energetic leak, a hole in the foundation, right? When we compare ourselves to other people, like I would do back then, I'd look at the other designers and listen to them talking. And a lot of the times I didn't even know they would be talking about pillow shams. I didn't know what a pillow sham was because we didn't have pillow shams. Like what function does a pillow sham have other than to look pretty? And when you go through design school, that's not something they teach you is products, right? So I can remember sitting there and being afraid to ask what's a pillow sham because I thought, oh, they'll think I just don't know anything about decorating, right? So constantly comparing, and we still do that today. You might be thinking, yeah, I really would like to be a coach, but oh my gosh, I could never be like that person. Like oh, she really knows what she's doing, right? And I couldn't do that. Well, let me tell you, there is a huge market out there. And the reason why there are so many people that are coming forward to be coaches is because there are so many people out there energetically calling it forward and saying, you know what, I really could use somebody's advice, right? And the term life coach really gets kind of a bad rap right now, but it really is about helping you grow and become the best version of you much quicker. It helps you collapse time when you work with a coach because you can move through um, heavy energies, old patterns, old limiting beliefs that you're not aware of. And a coach can help you become more aware of them quicker and clear them out so you can move forward in your life. Having a best friend, sometimes that works, but a lot of times our best friends and our sisters are just like us and they don't see those energetic blocks as quick as what a coach will see, because that's what your coach is doing every day all day long, is helping people work through these. And um, so if you are interested in being a coach, then I encourage you to keep going, to move forwards, to get the training, to learn how to coach. And we want to keep the coaching industry clean, right? And we want to keep it full of integrity. So, absolutely, the process of you working through your own stuff, working with coaches, and learning coaching programs is going to help do that, right? Um, so, that is, the comparison really can hold us down. And the comparison is scarcity energy. So it's about saying, oh, I don't need to do that. I don't want to follow my heart's desires because there's no room for me out there. Yes, there is. There are so many people. I know last year when I was doing this program, I said to the girls then, it's like, okay, like even if, let's say I could work with, 15 women in a month and do one-on-one coaching with them, which is a lot. And right now I won't take any more than 5, right? But even if I could do that, that's only 15 women in a month. And usually you work with a coach for, 6 months or so. There are a lot more people. Like in a world of billions of people, we need more coaches. We need more coaches that know what they're doing. We need more businesses. We need more soulfully aligned businesses that have gifts to offer, that have, healing modalities and energy work and whatever it is that's calling to you. We need that in the world right now. We need more of us, right? One of the other blocks that may come up for you is thinking that you have to work really, really hard in order for your business to succeed. And that is a limiting belief. And it's one that I had, right? So I just kept working at it, head down and work hard. And if it was true that you could only succeed through hard work, well, I've already proved that wrong because I worked so hard, right? And what's happened, I became very aware of it, right? That you have to work hard for success. I became very aware of that limiting belief within me, and I had to clear that out. And even it's a competitive world out there, you have to rise above those kind of limiting beliefs, had to go. And that was something I worked through over the last few years. And so when my business wasn't doing well back in the 90s, when it was starting to go downhill and this impending bankruptcy was coming, I started to feel really bad. Like, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? And it brought in a lot of shame into my energy field. Well, that just made things worse because that will just snowball you down the hill, right? I was so caught up in doing, and what needed to change was the way I was being, because it's about energy, it's the energetics. And so I needed to come back to the foundation of my business, which wasn't even there, right? And I hadn't even established, a mission and a vision for my business, and determined, well, what is it that I'm doing? What is it that I'm offering? What is my mission in the world for this business? Doesn't matter how small your business is. You need to have a clear mission and vision so that you have that, first of all, that solid, clear intention, and the energy around that creates the foundation, or part of the foundation, right? And so these are all just little things I'm giving you that are absolutely gold for you to create a foundation for your business that is energetically strong, so that business will go up and down. Business is a flow, and it can go up and keep getting better and better. That is our intention. But we need to also recognize that sometimes it will dip down. And if we have a strong foundation, excuse me, I'm going to just take a drink of water here. Oops, spilt my water. If we have a strong foundation, we will come back. It will expand and grow again. It's not going to drop down into absolutely nothingness. And the beauty of business is the personal growth that you experience as you keep moving forward and your business keeps expanding and growing. You would think that once your business grows to a certain level, you would be like, oh, it's all good now. Now I have nothing to worry about. Everything's going to be great. We're just going to keep growing and growing. But it doesn't work that way. We actually had the same fears that you have in starting your business. They're there as you move through, because it's like you get a really great month and you make like 5 grand for the month in your business, and then you go, oh my gosh, I did it. And you would think you'd be going, yes, I'm on my way. mm, what goes through your mind is like, wow, well, how did I do that? How am I going to do that again? I'll never be able to do that again, right? And so this is where having a support system, especially as an entrepreneur and a group of entrepreneurs, or a coach, will help you continue to work through those fears so that you can keep expanding, right? The another one here that I want to talk to you about, just a minute. I just need to go grab a Kleenex, um, because I spilt my water on my papers. Okay, so another one was, um, being attached to the outcome, right? So when you're attached to the outcome, it creates an energy of clinginess, of neediness. And I mean, we all have felt that. And you just want to run the other direction, right? And as my business back in the 90s was, um, as things were going downhill, because I didn't have the support system around me, um, I became more and more desperate, and people could feel that. And so that just like catapulted everything forward, right? It just was like catapulted me down the hill into bankruptcy, because that desperation, that attachment to the sale is is just like repels people away. And so, finding ways that will help you stay in the service through your heart without being attached to the outcome. One of the things to think about is, what would you do even if you didn't get paid for it, right? What do you love doing so much that you would do it even if you didn't get paid for it? Well, this work I do it because I love it and I love sharing and I love helping people and I love, you know, being able to share my past experiences and mistakes and hopefully help you, you know, step around all of those mistakes so that you can create a business that is energetically sound. Yes, I do want sales. I'm in business. That is part of being in business. But even if I wasn't in business, when I look back to when I started this, I was posting inspirational posts and things that I had learned just all the time. This is what I love doing is sharing and creating and painting and showing people how to paint. Like these are things that I would do even if I wasn't getting paid. So what would you do even if you weren't getting paid? Right? It's the energy of the excitement and passion that we have for what we do that pulls people in, that magnetizes them to you. I am like and this is like kind of right now. I'm really excited to share this with you and I'm like telling you everything I can to share with you so that you're successful. And and I was not even really thinking about, the program that I want to tell you about later. And it's just yeah, I will tell you about that on tomorrow or Wednesday night at some point. But right now it's just I'm having fun sharing and it brings in this high vibe, right? All right. So the last thing I want to tell you about what is that my money mindset was terrible. It was terrible back then. I had so many fears, and this is a big one, right? This is a course on its own, and I have done courses on its own of money mindset, and I had so many huge limiting beliefs around earning and receiving money through my business that it's no wonder it failed, right? So again, this is an energetic foundation, cleaning up your money mindset. That is huge. And again, that is something that a support system will help you with. Having a group of other people that are growing in their own self awareness as they're building their business is absolutely gold, right? Because you can share all of this stuff with them and everybody shares how they responded to it, how the things that they had that held them back and when they made their leaps forward and how that worked for them, right? Your money mindset needs to continually be cleaned up. And you need to be working towards a wealthy woman mindset, right? To have your business grow. Um, I didn't have any of that. And it is very much attached to your sense of worthiness. And I didn't have any of that. So you can see how, like, not having a clear intention for my business, not having a mission and vision, not having a good, wealthy woman mindset, not having a support system around me, these were all energetic holes in my business. And it just wasn't going to succeed without that. And now I know the difference because in the business that I have now that is growing and expanding, I know that every step of the way, every time a limiting belief comes up, a fear comes up, or something feels wobbly, I know that the foundation I have built my business on is strong, but I've got work to do in me and I don't ignore it. That's what I do. Every day I work on, okay, where was that fear coming from? What's going on here? Because it is all about energy. And so, staying in that strong foundation, that strong alignment to source and soul and in my awakened heart is bringing forth the business that is meant and needed at this time on the earth. It is absolutely imperative that we all come together with this and grow our businesses in this way. So, um, there's a lot of people that feel like, um, I just want to serve. I don't want to ask for money. I just want to serve, right? And we need to clean that up. There's an energy exchange going on. If you are just serving people, they're coming to you and they're getting energy work from you, or they're coming to you to get advice and counseling, and there's no exchange of the energy. That's an imbalance, and you will be completely drained. There needs to be some sort of balance. And money is a way that creates balance. It's an energy exchange, right? And and if the universe is continually trying to balance things out. That's the way it works. It's called the law of compensation, right? Continually trying to create balance in the universe. So if you're blocking it, then it's not going to help you in your business. Your business will become stagnant or not move forward, right? If you feel like you're taking somebody's hard-earned money, this will block you, right? If you're making assumptions that they can't afford you, that they can't afford to do this with you, then you're blocking, right? You're blocking that energy and you're hindering your own self-growth. And you're enabling the idea that they can't create their own life. Everyone has access to their own power source, right? And so we need to honor that within them. If you're dealing with guilt or shame, you'll create glass ceilings in your business. I did that for so long. I did without realizing it due to my past bankruptcy. I held a blame and shame for 20 years. And when I finally realized and cleaned that out, oh my gosh, it was incredibly powerful. If you don't value what you have to give and how you have to serve in the world, um, and you don't believe it's possible for you to receive enough to live in overflow of abundance, you'll block your success. So there's so many things that energetically we will do. And if you're not becoming aware of them as your business is growing, it's going to be a lot harder for you. And that's why I love doing group programs, because when we come together in groups and we start to become aware of, oh, all these different things, it helps clear them out for you, right? These are all some of the things that we will be addressing in my program that's coming up. But so there was about 7 or more different mistakes that I made in my business that ended up in bankruptcy that I have not made in my business that is thriving now. My business right now, Soulfully Aligned Women, is strong, energetically strong. I am energetically strong. I am continuing to grow and expand and evolve every day. What I knew last year at this time, now I know even more. Now I know how to become that magnetic entrepreneur, that soulfully aligned magnetic entrepreneur even more. So every year we grow and expand, right? And so I hope this helps you tonight with the beginning. Tomorrow night, I have so much more to share with you guys. Tomorrow night and Wednesday night, I'm super excited to bring that to you. Tomorrow night, we will talk about the beliefs that have helped keep my business growing strong and in the right direction. Because you got to remember, it's almost like if you imagine this energy around you, like in a pool of water, right? Like how you move impacts that water and it ripples out around you. And so you can either be repelling clients or magnetizing them into you. So, so that's it for tonight. And I'm excited to share more with you tomorrow night. Thank you guys for being here. If you have questions, I know I went through that really fast because I didn't want to keep you for too long. I wanted to try and keep this to 45 minutes. Please send me your questions and I'm happy to address them. If not, maybe sit down tonight and start to think about what is the gift that you can bring forward. What is the business that you, oh my gosh, could not even imagine that you could make a living doing? That's how mine started so many years ago. It's like, could you imagine having a business where you get to be creative every day? Like that's your job? Oh, that would be so amazing, right? And from there, it started to grow. The seeds were planted. So, what is it that you could say? Make this your journaling question for tonight. This is your homework. What is it that you couldn't imagine making a living doing that would be just too much fun? Something that you have to bring to the world. What is it that you want to share, to do? Is it a product? Is it a storefront? Is it coaching? Is it, energy work of some kind? Think about that. What is it that you would love to do that you would be like, if I could make a living doing this, oh my gosh, my world would be amazing. And then the next question is, what would be your intention for your business? What what would be your intention? Kind of like the beginning of a mission statement. What do you desire for the impact in the world to be? How could you help people? Why would your business make a difference in the world? What kind of difference would it make? So think of it that way. What difference would your business make in the world? How would you help people? Okay. All right. You guys have a beautiful night, and I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, 7 p.m. And we're going to talk and go deeper into the beliefs that give you that energetically strong business and magnetize people to you. I love you. Mwah. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow.